And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever MnM Graps podcast live. I am here with my boy Matt. Give it up for my dog.
Yo!
In the building, in the flesh. We will be taking questions from chat momentarily, but starting off the pod, we do just want to go over the matches and pretty much give y'all our review about them. And we're going to go in order, so we are going to start with the opener to the show. We got Jey Uso, we got Gunther, and we had the World Heavyweight title on the line. Matt, give me your thoughts about this match, man.
Hey, contrary to what someone may thought I was going to say, I really enjoyed this match, actually. I thought this match was awesome. I think, here's a big example of what I really loved about this match. Look at Jey Uso's entrance, right? Over the top. People on the stage with the yeet flags, him coming through the crowd, all of this stuff. Just ridiculous. And then Gunther, look at his entrance. He walks straight to the ring with the World Heavyweight Championship.
No games.
I love that.
No games. It literally showed the contrast, and like one is an entertainer, one is a real life. I'm just here to whoop your ass, bro.
Exactly. And I also was a big fan of. I mean, the match was phenomenal. I like the Gunther kicking out the splash, Gunther kicking out two splashes, Jey hitting the powerbomb on Gunther powerbombing Jey. One big moment that I want to talk about in the match is early in the match, Gunther chops Jey and Jey sells it. And he chops him again, he sells it. But then later on in the match, as the match goes on and Gunther's getting more frustrated, he starts to chop Jey and Jey starts laughing them off. Even though he's selling them, he's laughing at them because that's when he knew he'd gotten in Gunther's head to win that match. Mm-hmm. He knew at that point, Gunther, they joke, oh, he knew at this moment he fucked up. No, literally. Gunther knew literally he fucked up at that point. He was not going to be able to rebound and win. So, in the sleeper, for Jey to win with the sleeper, obviously only one other person's ever tapped Gunther out in the WWE, and that was Ilya Dragunov at NXT TakeOver in 2021 when Ilya won the United Kingdom Championship from him.
So Jey is actually the second person to tap out Gunther?
Yes, in the WWE.
Damn.
Yeah, but I want to talk about the tap out. I love how quick he tapped out because if you got put in a sleeper that late into a match, if you got put into a sleeper, you would give up quickly. You would not try to hold on if you knew you were in the position Gunther was in, where he knew he was not going to be able to wiggle his way to the ropes. You would just give up as fast as possible. There's no point of trying to hold on to that hope. So I think Gunther tapping out quick, if anything, I think it protected Gunther, and I like the submission ending. I think it was fun, it was unique, and overall, I think it was a tremendous opener to WrestleMania. I think they could not have done a better opener between the two. I think the match was perfectly paced and was set up, and I can't wait. I mean, I'll talk about it later, who should beat Jey Uso for the World Championship, but I think Jey being World Champion is going to be very fun for the time being on Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw after Mania is finna be, I think that's probably how they starting it off. That's probably how they started. They finna let that man, hey, bro, if you got 30 minutes in that, if they eating for 30, go on ahead, bro. Go and do what you gonna do for the first 30 minutes of Raw, bro. Because I ain't gonna lie, Jey deserved that shit, bro. All the work he's put in as a tag team, then going to the solo scene, getting over by himself with just one word, putting in all the work there, loss after loss after loss, losing his credibility as main event. Jey Uso, and then claiming that shit back, winning the Royal Rumble, making it to the main event, and then putting on a banger, bro. This man hit German suplexes. This man pulled out a sleeper hold. My man Jey Uso, and then I called that spot on the podcast. That man hit 3 of them splashes, but for some reason, he didn't take the pin right there. But Gunther did get up right there, but he didn't get up. He was just like, oh shit, like I'm fucked type shit.
Yeah, he's
what I'm saying? Yeah. So that was honestly, I really enjoyed the Jey Uso and Gunther match. I believe it was maybe, if there's 7 matches, it definitely was top 3. It was definitely top 3 matches of the night.
Tonight's card?
For the night one card, I would give it top 3.
I'm putting it 2.
2? I like that. I like that. So we will rank the matches in order when we get to the end, but that is all we got for Jey Uso and Gunther. Do we have any questions for this match before we move on to the next one? Anything that you guys want to ask us? But Matt, I expected like you said, the beat down and Gunther taking control, and it kind of happened like that, but it was like Jey was never scared though.
Yeah, no, I like that though. Jey shouldn't have been scared. Jey had told Gunther to his face. I hate in wrestling when people kind of back on what they say. Jey had told Gunther to his face, "I'm not scared of you." Tonight, he proved that. He proved he's no longer scared of Gunther. Gunther is this like unbeatable force. But Jey has proven that if you can like get into Gunther's head, he can lose. He can be beat. And I don't think Gunther's going to go on a losing streak by any means, but I think that's just a good story to have for the long road, is the fact that Gunther can be beat. So,
okay, I agree with you. I agree. It was a nice way they did it. So the first question we got is from NJ Kiwi. Do you think it should have opened the show or been later on? And I'll add something to that. Now that you've seen the match, do you think it should have opened the show or been later on? I'll let you take that one. I agree with opening the show too. It set the tone.
I think it was a great. Yeah,
it set the tone. That was a great way to open. And then after seeing the main event, y'all really wanted that. You like.
I talked about this earlier to Banditti when Banditti talked about Ethan Page and Ricky Saints, and obviously eventually we'll talk about NXT, but them opening, I thought that was the best possible opener you could have done, because opening the show is actually as important as main eventing the show, because if you open the show, you dictate the rest of the show. Everyone has to follow you. So I think Jey and Gunther set a good pace out there for every match with the physicality and stuff for everyone to try to follow them.
Hey, I definitely agree with that. All right, do we got a question from here from Al Snowhead? Who do you see future feuds for Jey? Future feuds for Jey.
I can't say the one. I'll talk about one later.
We're going to wait on that one later. But for over there on Raw, well, you got to think the draft is coming soon. It won't be right then and there, but the draft will be coming soon. So he'll have some different people to fight with. But some feuds I want to see, Braun Breaker, because Braun Breaker beat him. If Braun loses his title next tomorrow, Braun Breaker's beating Jey. So, and Jey's beating him. I think they're 2-1.
Yes.
2-1. Okay. So
1-1
or 1-1. They're 1-1
because I don't think Jey ever got his rematch because
you're right.
Jey went into the Bloodline feud.
Okay, that makes sense. So it actually is going to be 1-1. So yeah, I would love to see Braun Breaker, Finn Balor versus Jey Uso. I feel like that would be a good match. I'm trying to think of people.
I want to throw this one out there. Dom, with the right build, Dom and Jey could be maybe not a pay-per-view main event, but a very fun Raw main event could be Dom and Jey for the world title.
And then a question to kind of go with this question: who do you want Jey to defend against first? So the person that you have in mind that we're going to talk about later, I definitely don't want that first because I think that's going to be the end of it. So
I do. That's why I want to be first, because I think it's such a like. There's this fairy tale moment, this happiness that gets ripped away, and that's why I think that should be first.
Well, y'all gotta wait. Because y'all probably know who it is, but y'all gotta wait. Yeah. All right, last question we're gonna take for this one is gonna be from Tone TTW. Do you guys think Jimmy's gonna turn on Jey again? No. Me personally, no, I don't. No. And it was crazy.
Think they could face.
You know what's crazy? I saw Banditti like cheer when Jimmy got out there. Then he put Jimmy, please don't, like, because you definitely had that feeling in the back of your mind, like, bro, don't do this, not right now.
Turn on him in the crowd and froze him down the flight stairs would be crazy,
bro. All right, well, let's move on to the next match, which was the Tag Team Championship match against the War Raiders and the New Day. And we both in the predictions video had the New Day winning this, but we both did. I don't know. Did you, Matt? Did you think Big E was gonna have something to involved in this?
I thought they could have done it. Yeah, I gave out like the idea of what they did, and honestly, I'm happy they didn't.
I am too.
I like this match. I thought this match was physical. I mean, we'll talk about it throughout today. I felt like there was something in the air at Mania. Every match felt really physical. And I don't know. I thought the New Day and Viking Raiders, they beat each other. They did a lot of double teams, which I hate in tag matches when teams don't do double teams a lot. I like it when it is tagging in and out because that makes sense. Why would you not be tagging in and out as fast as possible? And
Right.
you know what I mean? So I think the Viking Raiders are like really, really good. So I think super early. Like it's literally like the first spot of the match is Ivar does the crossbody into the LED board on Xavier Woods, and it just looked painful.
Yeah.
I think Eric kneeing Xavier and then yelling at him was a cool. I mean, the yell was kind of funny, but the knee looked vicious. I don't know. I enjoyed this match quite a bit.
I think a lot of people didn't like this match, maybe because of how quick it was. But if you go back and watch it, this match was extremely physical. And I see a couple people in the chat are saying that they should have switched out for the ladder match. I would have to agree with that. I feel like Nick Aldis did us bogus. Why? You know what we're going to do with these titles? And everybody think, oh, shit, this wouldn't be on Mania. This wouldn't be on Mania. Nope. We're getting that next SmackDown, first SmackDown after Mania. I do agree with y'all with that. I do think that match would have been a little bit better, but there was nothing wrong with this match, though. I think some of y'all should go back and rewatch it. Just because it was the shortest match on the card doesn't mean it was the worst match on the card. It had a lot of brutality between these two teams, and I feel like they got it over quick because they needed to prove the point that New Day is the better team. Yeah, they had to cheat to win, but they're the smarter team at the end of the day. They're the veteran team. This is their, 14 time?
Yes.
So, come on now.
I do want to put out this was not the shortest match on the card. Not to correct you, but it was not.
Oh, yeah, was it?
Grand Americano and Ray Phoenix is shorter.
Now, that's the match y'all need to be mad at. Fucking Ray Phoenix and El Grande Americano. That's the match y'all need to be mad at. But let's take any questions that y'all got on this match, Matt. We'll let you get some.
Are we gonna rank this match?
We can
rank the first one.
Oh yeah.
So yes, there was 7 matches on the card. I would put this. Ooh, you're giving it 6.
I'm going at 6, honestly, because I like Naomi and Jade more than I like this match. That's why I'm putting it. That's why I'm putting this at 6.
Funny enough, I agree. I'm gonna put this at 5, though.
5? Oh, I can't wait to hear your 6 and 7. Oh, wait, I can't wait to hear. Okay, so
what 7 is, I'm sure it's gonna make people mad. And I bet you don't know what it is.
I don't if it's gonna make people mad. Now I'm confused. But we got AJ Kiwi asking, did you think Big E was going to have some sort of interference? So yeah, on the pod, I personally did. I know Matt had mentioned it. I don't think if he guaranteed it in his pick, but I thought that Big E was gonna come out, and I thought it was gonna look like he was gonna help the War Raiders, but he was gonna turn and side with the New Day and pretty much be their manager going into the next season of WWE. But I was completely off on that. So, Matt?
I mean, I know I talked about it on the pod, but no, I would say in retrospect, no. I don't really think I thought they were going to do it. I think it was perfectly fine, like, not having Big E out there. Just because I really do think Big E's career is over. I mean, it sucks to say that, but I really don't think Big E's going to come back. And that's fine. So I don't think every time the New Day do something or in a big match, we should all speculate, oh, Big E's going to do something. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is.
I agree. It doesn't always have to. But, no, right? I think that's all we got on questions for this one, so we can move on to the next match, which is Naomi and Jade, which we said really should have been stipulation type match, something with extreme rules, something involving weapons. But I'm not gonna lie, they cooked without it though.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think this match was really physical too. I feel like what could have made something maybe like a tearjerker or something like that, maybe you have Bianca come out there, you know what I'm saying, that could have like brought some oh my god, like you don't even know who she out there for type shit, especially with how SmackDown went last night. So her and Jade kind of like fake got into it because it looked like she was what do you call it? Kind of like protecting her from Naomi. But
Yes.
I really, me both and Matt had Naomi winning this match. I love Naomi's new entrance. I loved her
I do
theme
too.
song. I love the Trons, the caution. That was
Yeah.
really dope. And I actually
I
made me
like
think,
this new look.
yeah, the new look for Naomi is amazing. I was like, after seeing that, I was like, damn, she definitely winning this. But that is not the way it went. But the finish was cold. The electric tear into a power bomb. It wasn't as clean as it should have been because
That
I
was
thought she was.
gnarly. She hit hard.
Yeah,
I don't
bruh.
think she got. I think she got rocked for a second, and then she was fine. But
Yeah.
she hit that mat really
Hard
hard.
as fuck. Hard as that's the reason why it took a minute for she was like, damn, hold on. I gotta do a Jaden after this. I gotta do a Jaden after this.
I think I want to point out another really good spot in this match that I thought was brutal was Naomi hitting the rope hung or the not rope apron hung X Factor. I thought that looked like when she pulled her out and then she dropped her face.
Oh, yes, yes, that was pretty dope.
Yeah.
That looked brutal. That looked brutal because it didn't look like her face was protected at all. It just hit straight mat on the floor.
Yeah, I don't know, that just looked brutal. I like Jade's comeback in this match. I mean, I said it on the pod. If anyone was gonna carry Jade to a good match, it would be Naomi, and I think Jade looked good out there tonight. I don't think I can't really critique her performance at all. I love her catching Naomi out of the blockbuster into a suplex. That was just an awesome feat of strength. Like he said, the electric chair into a power bomb. It was sloppy, but it was okay. I mean, Naomi maybe got rocked, but whatever. It's a move. It happens. So Jaded is still sweet, no matter who does it. So I don't know. I enjoyed this match, and I think this match went the perfect length. I don't
Yeah.
think this match should have went
Any longer.
like
It didn't have to.
any longer.
Definitely didn't have to.
So-
And if it would have been any shorter, I felt like it would have felt like one of those Jade squash matches. So I liked the length that this match had, and I liked how both of them got like their points in, their bits of wrestling in, where it didn't seem like Jade was in control the whole time. Because Naomi was actually in control for a good amount of this match.
Yes. I think it was I don't know. I thought it was a tremendous match. Like I would say tremendous, but I think I couldn't ask for anything more from this match. Like it was perfect for Jade to get her win back. I kind of hope they have another match on SmackDown, maybe with like a stipulation or something, just because I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
But
I don't think this is over. I don't think this is over. But we do have a couple questions coming in, Matt. We have NJ Kiwi asking, do y'all think Naomi is Jade's attacker? Because to most people, they all thought it was Bianca, and that would have been the Mania match.
I don't think Naomi's the attacker. I do think it's Bianca.
Oh,
I think that it's either both of them, it was Bianca and Naomi, or it was that Naomi ran to check on Jade. So you know how she said the last thing she saw was Naomi running away?
Yeah.
It might have been that she saw Naomi because Naomi saw her and was going to get somebody for help.
Instead of going to like do something herself.
Yeah, instead of it being an evil thing, it was that she did it because she was going to get help, but it was in reality Bianca who had pushed her. But we'll see if that's where they take this. But I have a feeling that Naomi was not the attacker.
Dude, that would be some good storytelling. Because it was, I'm telling y'all, that SmackDown from that last night, that when they all came out there, Bianca looked mad guilty.
Yes. Yeah,
like,
how Bianca was acting.
And then she's like, are you trying to protect us? He's like, no. She's like looking side to side like, bitch, if this is the bitch that attacked your best friend, your tag team partner, why ain't you swinging on sight? Just like how Jay wasn't there to cut no promo. Jay was there to beat Naomi ass. You should be on that same timing. Right? That was great.
Do that.
Like all of them sitting there talking chat. She said, nah, I'm here to whoop ass. I've been looking for you all week. I'm here to whoop your ass. And then we have another question here from Al Snowhead. Do you see this feud continuing, or do you think Jade and Naomi are going for the singles titles? I honestly think this is not the end. I don't think this is the end.
Yeah, no, I think they're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna have a bunch of more matches, but I think they'll have at least one more before they separate off. And I think Jade's gonna get the win because at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with someone just getting both wins in a feud. And I think maybe doing like a stipulation match, but Naomi again, because I think Naomi looked good tonight. So even though she lost, she still looked really good in the ring with her new character, her new, entrance and all that. So I think if they do another match in a couple weeks on SmackDown, maybe like a Falls Count Anywhere or something like that, and they can play into the car thing, then I think that would be perfectly fine. But no, I think they're gonna have at least one more match before this is over.
I agree. I definitely agree. All right. Well, the next match is going to be some people's favorite match of the night, but I know it will not be Matt's. I know.
We gotta rank it.
I know. Oh, we got to rank that. Oh, yeah. My bad. Let me go back to that. We definitely got to rank that Jade and Bianca match, or Jade and Naomi match. Excuse me. I am going to put this one at 5. Give me 5.
I put it at 4 because I put the tag titles at 5. Yeah.
Okay. So right now I have Jey Uso and Gunther at 3. I have the New Day and the tag team at 6, and I have this at 5.
I have 1, 3. Wait, yeah, I have 1, 3, 6, and 7.
How? We've only done 3.
Right? Right?
We've only done 3.
No. I meant because Gunther and Jay is 2.
Yeah.
And then the New Day and Kofi's 5. This is 4.
Yeah.
So I have 1.
No, yeah, I was saying the numbers that I've said, not the numbers I have left.
Oh my God, fucking. Oh, okay, my bad.
You straight.
Like, huh? Numbers.
Hey, it's late. It is too many numbers. We ain't trying to do Steiner math here. Tomorrow, Braun has what? He has a 129%. That's what he said.
Oh, 129.9% chance of winning. And we doing this tomorrow.
Put y'all money on
y'all
Braun.
gonna be here.
Definitely slide tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be lit. But the next match,
stand and deliver at some point.
Yeah, we'll definitely do our stand and deliver. But for the next match, we have the United States champion, former United States champion, LA Knight. Yeah, taking on Jacob Fatu. Matt, go ahead and say what you got. I know what you want to get off your chest.
Let me tell you about this match. So Jacob Fatu, once I saw him coming out looking like an actual werewolf, I said, "Oh yeah, it's wraps." End match. Give him the belt. That man came down to the ring. I saw that man start doing his little boogeyman shake on the ramp. I said, "Oh yeah, it's over." LA Knight, you're done, buddy. And then LA Knight thought he was really cool coming up with his little car. Where
Bro, that was a whole Maserati. He was definitely cool as fuck. Now you hate. Now you hate.
Charlotte made him look like a bitch because she did a car and pyro. He didn't get that. He wasn't that. So
no, he definitely didn't get no pyro too. I give you that one.
Honestly, this match, in a good and bad way, though, was what I thought it was going to be. I don't really like. I didn't love. I mean, where I rate this match, obviously, is going to show what I thought about this match. I didn't think this match was bad by any means. I just thought like. It just felt like a SmackDown match to me, kind of. I mean, there was that insane. Well, let me clarify. Spot where LA Knight supposedly hit the BFT out of the double jump moonsault. I mean,
he didn't land it.
He actually hit it.
He didn't get it. He didn't. I ain't gonna sit here and cap. He did not get it. I just
thought, like, I don't know. I just didn't really. I do want to point out. I couldn't figure out if this was a botch or not. Maybe you can. So LA Knight went to the middle rope to do his LA Knight shit. And then he jumped to the top to do the elbow drop. And Jacob Fatu was standing. Was he meant to be standing? I'm 95% sure he was meant to be on the ground. Because when he does that move, okay, so Fatu is just a maniac for standing up.
He was not supposed to be standing up. I definitely am with you on that one.
I mean, like, I don't know. I just thought this match was okay. Hitting 2 double moonsaults at the end was kind of cool, just to give it a fact statement.
Protect LA Knight.
Being at ringside was
that
really,
was dope.
Like,
that was
dope.
dope.
Big Haku guy. I love Haku, so like that was really good. But like, yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to say about this match. I thought this match was just a standard, like, normal match that you would see on a SmackDown, which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't, they really weren't gonna, what could they have done, you know what I mean? So, yeah. I thought it was okay.
The thing that I do want to talk about is that we did both have a feeling that Solo was going to be somewhat involved in this match. The fact that we did not see Solo at all, except for his little hype up right before, that was kind of crazy. I thought that we would have saw Solo out there for some reason, not even if it wasn't to cost him, if it was to help him for something. So
that leaves my theory about the 14-second match tomorrow.
Oh shit! If y'all watch the night 2 predictions, my boy Matt think that Randy Orton's special opponent is going to be Solo Sikoa in a 14-second RKO get the fuck out of my face match. And it's kind of helping because my 2 picks were Alistair and Ray, or Ray and Nick Aldis actually. And Ray was tonight. Ray Phoenix went tonight. Yeah. And Solo wasn't on TV tonight. So it ain't looking too good for us Randy Orton fans tomorrow. But my thoughts on this match, I really enjoyed this match. This match was really fast paced. I felt like LA Knight was able to control the tempo while Jacob was able to rise it to the point where LA Knight had to do more than just do his basic ass shit, that he gets off. It didn't make LA Knight look bad, and Jacob Fatu being the indestructible. That spot almost happened, Matt, when he hit the BFT, but he actually caught it. It was close.
Yeah,
it was close. It was very
simple. Where he caught his hands.
Yes,
yeah, I forgot to mention that, so I was going to. And I also wanted to point out real quick. I think. Everyone obviously knows I'm not the biggest LA Knight fan. I do think the double moonsault, though, was a good touch to not, there's no way to bury anybody, but it didn't make, LA Knight didn't look weak in defeat because it took 2 of those moonsaults. If Jacob Fatu did 2 of those to you, you done.
You're done. Cooked. The fact that Jacob knew he had to do 2 was like, yeah, this boy one of them type shit. He ain't just, I hit 1 and then I'm up out of it. He didn't even hit that DDT, I don't think, in this match.
No.
So definitely was a fan of this match. We'll take a couple questions here. We got Aiden No Yeet. Who's going to be Jacob's opponent, or is he going to issue out an open challenge? I'll let you go first, Matt.
For his first opponent?
Yeah. Who do you think is first? Do you think he's going to have a first opponent, or do you think he's going to issue an open challenge?
I think he's going to have a first opponent, and I think it's going to be Andrade. And I will only explain why I think it's going to be Andrade. Obviously, with the announcement, if you watch the kickoff, everyone had learned today that WWE has acquired AAA in Mexico. They are buying out AAA. So I think there's going to be kind of a bigger push of some Latino stars going into Worlds Collide in June, which is an NXT event. Like I had to clarify with my brother. So it is NXT and AAA doing Worlds Collide. It's not the main roster, but I still think they're going to kind of be pushing these stars that way. And so I think Andrade would be a great first opponent for Jacob Fatu coming out of Mania.
Okay. Well, right before he was going to type it, I actually had the same idea that Aiden had. He typed No Yeet versus Jacob. I think that Jimmy versus Jacob for a first match would actually be really interesting because I feel like that might just be the match that shows like Jacob gonna be champion for a minute. Like this ain't just no one of them short runs, So I think Jimmy versus Jacob would be a cool one, but Andrade versus Jacob, banger. Now what about this? Our boy that won the the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo versus Jacob.
I'd be down. That'd be really fun.
That'd be really fun.
That happening.
That would be extremely fun. And then we have a question here from Tone TTW. How long do you guys think Jacob Fatu is going to hold the U.S. Championship past SummerSlam?
Honestly, not even being funny. What is the record? Isn't it like the WWE record for the U.S. title was Austin Theory?
Oh, yeah, I think he did.
I think, I legit, I don't see Jacob dropping it until earliest January. I think Fatu's literally holding that belt for the rest of the year. I think 8 months easily.
Easy. Like, who you see taking it from him?
I think it's going to be a multi-man. And I think it would be Melo.
He wouldn't get pinned. Yeah.
Or Andrade.
Jacob
I don't think he's getting pinned.
No. because this is the guy they want beating Roman eventually.
Yep.
So I definitely agree with that one. All right. On to the next. Oh wait, where are we ranking this match, Matt? Oh yeah, well, I'm going to rank this match.
I'm Jesus. ranking this at 6.
Oh wow, I had 7 up. I thought you were gonna put it at 7. I'm gonna put this match. I have 3, 6, and 5. I'm gonna put this match at 4. I really like this match, even though it was a couple mess ups. That BFT looked cold from the middle rope, even though he didn't get it. In my mind, it looked cold, but I definitely agree.
There's just stuff I like more than this. So, I mean, I don't think there was any bad match on tonight. So, like, even though I ranked a 6, I do think tonight was a really good show.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. All right, well, after LA Knight and Jacob Fatu, we had, oh man. We are on the greatest luchador of all time, El Grande Americano, taking on Rey Fenix. Oh, Banditi, just go ahead and type them questions whenever you I type in the chat. Get your questions ready. Just go ahead and ask that question in the chat, and I'll get to you. Rey Fenix taking on El Grande Americano because our boy Rey Mysterio got hurt last night on SmackDown. Such a fucking sad sight to see. People that were there in the arena were sending pictures of Ray getting carted off after that, talking to Dragon Lee, maybe hinting at Rey Fenix or Dragon Lee being the new opponent. But we ended up getting Rey Fenix, and Rey Fenix showed out like Rey Fenix always does. El Grande Americano, Chad Gable, showed out like he always does. But for me, this match was way too short. And maybe because that injury from Ray last night was real, and they had to just come up with some shit on the fly, literally one day. But I think that they, even off like just making it in the ring, going off call-outs in the ring, even though there is a language barrier, I feel like they could have cooked for a little bit longer if they gave them a little bit, like at least 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, I feel like would have been good.
See, I'm on the opposite. I think this match was perfect for the length. Like, yes, it could have been longer, obviously, but I think for what they got, I think this match was perfect. I think this match was like phenomenal. I think Grand Americano's entrance, so I'm just gonna call him Chad Gable. I don't care. Chad Gable's entrance was really funny. Obviously,
this was amazing, bro.
Yeah, them showing Vikingo. Yeah, the mariachi band was funny. So them showing Vikingo in the crowd was a very nice touch. For those who don't know, AAA, Vikingo is their number 1. Vikingo, I will argue this, maybe next to Rey Fenix, Vikingo is the best high flyer in this world. There's not many people who can do the things Vikingo does. Vikingo is a mad man. So
if you can find it somewhere, watch Kenny Omega versus Vikingo on AEW Dynamite. It was on a regular Dynamite episode. I don't know why it was on a regular. It was for free $99. Watch that shit.
That shit's awesome. And there's tons of, you can search Vikingo. Vikingo wrestled Phoenix in a 1-on-1 in AAA, so you can obviously go watch that too. But I think it was cool just showing that Vikingo. I think Phoenix's entrance was cool. I don't know. I really loved this match, even though it was, like you said, could it have gone longer? Yeah, of course. But I think for it to only be 7 minutes, I think Phoenix hitting the Black Thunder driver, the knee lifting into a reverse DDT type move was awesome. I think Chad Gable going to the top rope and hitting a moonsault.
Bro,
and then
what the fuck was that?
Almost doing a double. Like, that was absolutely insane. That was
amazing, bro.
Like, I think Chad Gable had lost his mind. Ow, I do want to point out something. I'm going to kind of ruin this match, but I still love this match. So do you know when he put the metal plate into his head, right?
Yeah.
Phoenix caught him with the kick. Gable went to the apron, and he kicked him again, and he ankle locked him, right?
Wrong leg, right?
He did ankle lock the wrong leg.
I saw that.
I thought was very funny, and I was okay with, but I think, him rolling him up, and then eventually Phoenix getting, going for the springboard, the headbutt, knocking Phoenix out, and then going to the top rope and hitting the diving headbutt. I thought this match was awesome for the time they had. I think every Mania or every Raw and SmackDown should have a match kind of like this, where it's only 7-8 minutes, but they go out there and it's just boom,
and
boom,
they just
boom,
put
boom,
on
boom,
a
boom, boom.
banger. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
there
straight
was
action.
no
That's why I
downtime
said
in this match.
I love from both men what they gave out. I just wish it would have a little bit longer because they was going so crazy. That's the only thing I had. They was going ape shit, bro. And I feel like Chad Gable being able to, like, the whole gimmick of Chad Gable hates luchadors, but he's able to put on his best match with luchadors. Like, I love that, bro. I definitely love that. So we got a couple of questions here, Matt. Let's Lucha Lex is, who do you think Ray Phoenix is going to go? Do you think Ray Phoenix is going to go far? And also, what do you think of his WrestleMania attire? I do think Ray Phoenix is going to go far. This is just the start. If they trust that man, he just debuted like 3-4 weeks ago, and he already got a Mania match. That should tell you right there how far that man finna go. That would be a good opponent for Jacob Fatu too. Ray Phoenix. I don't know if they would push him that heavy that fast, but that would be a good opponent for him. And then the WrestleMania attire was fire. Oh, they actually know each other outside of wrestling.
Yeah. This, I guess, off the. I mean, for those who know, obviously Phoenix and Penta are brothers. They have a clothing line, and with their clothing line, they were doing indie shows for a while. And Jacob Fatu actually wrestled on all of those indie shows that they did in California, and actually even wrestled Penta in the main event of one of them, and I think wrestled Phoenix on another. So obviously maybe they're not friends, but at least they have like some relationship there, because obviously that's kind of a big deal to wrestle them on their own like self-produced show.
Yeah.
So, but I think Phoenix is gonna go far, and I think his main attire was sweet. I think it was awesome, because you have to remember this: Phoenix, even if they told Phoenix last night, "Hey, you're stepping in," Phoenix had 24 hours to get mentally prepared to go wrestle in front of 61,000 people. Imagine you think you will wrestle, let's say Friday, right? And you think you're done from the weekend, and you get a call and you find out that you have to go wrestle in front of 61,000 people. Phoenix couldn't have done any better.
Yeah, I definitely 100% agree with that. And we got a question here from Al Snowhead. With WWE purchasing AAA, do you see Vikingo eventually going to NXT or the main roster in the future? I'll let you take this one.
Yes, I think Vikingo will go to NXT. I think Vikingo, because WWE's purchasing AAA, as I understand it, to possibly, it's going to be kind of not a developmental, but like WWE's going to have a lot of say in their booking moving forward. So I could easily see them not poaching Vikingo, but definitely like taking Vikingo away from AAA eventually. And yeah, I think Vikingo would be an awesome fit in NXT. If you've never seen him wrestle, he is truly a one-of-a-kind wrestler. There's a reason why AAA goes all out on him. I mean, currently they kind of have their champion as someone who shouldn't be champion.
Should not be fucking. If you're banned from wrestling in a fucking country, whatever it is, state, whatever, I know it's not. But
county.
Brother,
I don't know
county,
what it's called in Mexico.
Right. Brother.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome.
All right, next question we have from Banditti. Do you think it should have been Penta? So if Penta did not have his IC title match, it was a triple threat, Braun, Dom, and Finn. Do you think Penta should have been the one to sub in for Rey Mysterio to take on El Grande Americano?
No, because I think no matter what, El Grande Americano was winning tonight. So I don't think Penta should have lost.
That boy said, hell no, because Penta was going to take the pin. El Grande was winning his first Mania match. He was winning that motherfucker, bro, no matter what. But we did think yesterday, I think I took Grande Americano and you took Rey Mysterio, right?
I did, yep.
Yeah, so if it was Rey, that's a whole different story. But now that we have a sub, hey, switch the plans. Go ahead and throw that metal piece in the forehead.
I love the middle piece in the forehead. It's so ridiculous, but it's such a funny spot.
Great spot. All right. Now we are on to the next match. And we have...
Wait, we have to rate this.
See, we always forget the rating part. The rating part, let's rate this match. El Grande Americano, Rey Phoenix. Unfortunately, this does not mean it was bad, but this is going to be number 7 for me.
This is number 3 for me.
Oh, I like that. Okay, now we are on to the next match, which was the co-main event. The brutal battle between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. I knew they was gonna be throwing hands. I just knew it. I just had a feeling that with how everything been going between these women, brother, these women put on a banger. I think this might be the one that said your number 7 though. Actually, I think this might be the one.
I was very mad because Jordy, who is in the chat, said when I said, "Oh, people aren't gonna be happy with my number 7," was this is my number 7 match of the night. Let me tell you why. I think this match was fun, but it definitely got sloppy, and I don't have a problem with the matches being sloppy because I get, oh, they really don't like each other, the animosity, sure, whatever. But it just got to a point where nothing looked good, and there just felt a point to me where I also felt the match dragged. The match was 19 minutes.
I didn't even know that. I did not know that.
Yeah, I feel like you could have cut like 3 or 4 off of that. Like if this was like the length of Jay and Gunther, which was 16, I think I maybe would enjoy this more. I just felt the middle portion of this match kind of dragged.
And I do have to agree with you with the sloppiness. Towards the end, it kind of seemed like honestly, it didn't seem like Charlotte wanted to be there.
No, I mean, honestly, that could just be Charlotte's character. Because, like, here's the thing. At the end of the day, Charlotte's under contract for a very long time. So she's not going to be unhappy. I think it might just be... I don't think people realize that Charlotte is really good with her characters. So I think Charlotte is playing up that idea that this was a legit, real animosity. I mean, my friend pointed out, I did not realize Tiffany had lost her tooth or chipped the whole... Like, she fucked her tooth up really bad in this matchup.
I saw that.
So... And, I mean, I will say... Before I keep talking about the match, I love the the main event. Or not the main event, the entrances. I'm sorry, I got lost.
Yeah.
The entrances, I think, were phenomenal.
The Barbie entrance
was funny as shit. My brother said it looked like 2 carbon copy people wrestling each other because they both decided to wear pink, which was very funny. I think giving Tiffany the win was good, but I don't know. I just felt like the middle portion of this match dragged to me. And I don't know. I just did not like this match as much as other people. Maybe I'll rewatch it tomorrow, and I'll have a different opinion, and maybe I'll say that. But when I watched it live, I did not enjoy this match as much as other people. I just thought it was real boring in that middle section.
I can understand that because, like, our boy Banditti just said in chat, this match was okay, not what I thought it was going to be. I did think it was going to be more of a technical match because both of them can wrestle their ass off, and it kind of looked like a brawl. In a way, like both of them got some good moves in. Like Charlotte hit that natural selection off the top rope. Tiffany was able to get the what is it, the cartwheel move, elbow to the corners. Yeah, like she hit 2 of those, and then she was able to get that moonsault. But it just seemed like the animosity got to them a little bit, and they took it out on each other in that match because you could tell. It was brutal. That was one of the most physical matches of the night. Also, I believe, especially with Tiffany getting her tooth messed up. And then I remember even when Michael Cole was like, it looks like Charlotte's gonna get ready to end this match after going after the knee. Charlotte goes, I am. And then right before she slams her leg into the ring post. Yes, like you said, that's probably her character. But if that was her character, she did a really good job displaying like, I just want to get this shit over with. If I'm not winning, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Not saying like I'm not pre-planned winning, but like if I can't beat this little ass girl that's been talking shit to me all week, I'm gonna be so fucking mad at myself type shit. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that Tiffany was able to get over on her, I feel like fucked with Charlotte. So I think the first promo back we get from Charlotte is gonna be a pretty pissed off promo.
I would agree. I don't see any way Charlotte doesn't come out on SmackDown and cut like just a very mean and vicious promo towards Tiffany.
Yeah. All right, so let's look at the questions that we got for Charlotte versus Tiffany. And we have AB the Banditti asking, do you think they should fight one more time or leave it alone? I'll let you go. I'll start off that one.
Absolutely, they should fight one more time.
Yeah.
Because I think... I'm going to be real with this. I do think this match got sloppy, but I don't think there's actually beef between these two. I think because look at the whole Charlotte Flair story, right? People thought there was beef between her and Becky, and they had their multiple matches, and people thought they really disliked each other. People thought Ronda and Charlotte disliked each other, and they did multiple matches. So maybe there isn't necessarily, hey, we're besties, love you, but they're coworkers, and they understand that they have a job to go out there and do. So yes, I would book this again at Backlash, and I would put a stipulation on it.
Yeah, they need to fight each other again. And if this one go be a cleaner match, I feel like it's going to be a better match. Definitely agree with you on that one. Next question we have is from King Nixon. Is Charlotte Flair a first ballot Hall of Famer in the future for this performance? I mean, she was a first ballot Hall of Famer before this performance. This performance didn't even help, if you want me to be honest with you. This performance at Mania didn't help her case of being a first ballot Hall of Famer.
What's up? Nice to meet you, my brother. Welcome to the Thanos world.
W follow from our boy right there. Let me move this so you can see it. AJ Maples Leaf 34. We appreciate that follow. But yeah, I don't think this match like made her like, oh yeah, definitely after this first ballot Hall of Famer. Yes, but nah. But she was a first ballot Hall of Famer before this match. I actually it was funny. I think that the last match at 39 was 10 times better than this match, with a match with Rhea Ripley. And Matt, I know you're not the biggest fan of that match, so what's your opinion on that?
I think the Rhea one is better than this match, even though I'm not a big.
What's up? Nice to meet you, my brother.
Maybe.
Welcome to the Thanos world.
I'll have to maybe rewatch this tomorrow. I just think the middle portion of this match was not good. But I don't think there was any horrible or bad matches tonight. I just think the middle of this match was not fun. So.
Yeah. All right, we got Al Snowhead asking, does Charlotte stay in the main event picture or start building up future stars? I think
stay in the main event picture. Why are we building? We ain't building nobody up with Charlotte's around here.
Nah.
You don't get your ass in that ring and get figured eight and tap out. Hell nah. We ain't building nobody up.
And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. If she ain't in the main event picture, she finna add that United States Championship on her accolades.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Charlotte ain't winning losing it for a while after this. This was probably Charlotte only loss of the year unless she faced Tiffany again. She ain't finna be taking no more hits. But let's see if we have any other one last question here from Nixon. Do you feel like Charlotte Flair messed up her knee again in some spots? I think it might have gotten sore or like tender in some spots, but I don't think she messed it up again now.
Yeah, no, as someone who I've had knee, I've never torn my ACL or anything, but I've had some big flare-ups with my knee and stuff. I think I think after a while when I'm moving on my knee or my ankle, because my ankle's also messed up, it does get sore. So maybe, but I don't think I feel like the messed up spots again were kind of part of the match. I think that was just meant to be there. But no, I think Charlotte is fine. Maybe banged up, but she's fine. She's not gonna go away for a while.
For sure. So where are you putting Charlotte and Tiffany? 7. I think I'm gonna have to change some of mine because I put at 3. Jey Uso, put Jey Uso and Gunther at 2. Put Jacob and LA Knight at 3. Put this at 4. I like this match. It was. I feel like because of the off-script shit talking and the burial in the interview, it kind of made sense why this match was so botchy and physical. And you know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
yes,
fuck putting on a good match. I'm whooping your ass for the shit that you talked about me on live television. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I feel like it kind of played into it, but I do want a cleaner match, though. I do want a cleaner match from these two because that will be better than what this was, in my opinion.
I agree.
All right, now this is what y'all was all waiting for. The main event. We had Seth Rollins, we had the Tribal Chief, and Matt, the last person to come out, we had the Second City say,
I knew you were going to say this.
Yes, sir. My man came out last with that boy Paul. I even say that rat's name right now. I'm not going to say that rat's name right now, but, brother, this match was amazing. This match, it brought everything it needed to bring, from the moves, the spots, the storytelling inside the ring, the storytelling outside the ring. Let's get together and do the shield bomb. Nah, fuck that. I'm putting both of y'all ass through the table. Brother, this match delivered in every single point it needed to, even with the finish. So I'm going to need to hear your thoughts on it.
So I want to apologize. I said on the pod that this would not follow Javon and Trick and Oba, and I think there was a chance it wasn't going to. And the more I thought about it after me and Mike first hopped in the call to talk about this was better than that triple threat stand and deliver, which I hope we do talk about stand and deliver, because I really want to talk about that match. Yeah. I love that match. But let me tell you I don't think there's controversial opinion per se, but I want to ask you, Mike, who was the MVP of this match?
Seth Rollins.
No, I disagree. I think it was Roman. I think Roman's character. Roman's character.
Okay, that's my fault. I thought we were talking about ring work. If we're talking about character and ring work, overall, Roman. Yeah, it was Roman. Yeah.
Roman had a performance. Roman went out there and performed like he's never done before, in my opinion. I think from his entrance, when he got to the steps and he looked to the side, and then he realized he didn't have his wise man there, and then he just stood there for a second and then climbed up to. Which, by the way, everyone had an awesome entrance. Steph shooting a flamethrower in black,
was so tough.
Out in white, was tough as hell.
That was so fucking tough. I hope
they don't put that in the game, because I don't want to see anybody with that in. That would be so god awful. I'd be so angry, just so you know. But I think Roman just was so good. His character work was so, like you said, when he was sitting there and stuff, he goes, "Yeah, let's do it. And then I told my friend who was with me, I was like, man, it'd be funny if he beat both their asses at that point. And he turned
exactly what he did.
I said, oh, he gets it. And just Roman's talking, he talks loud enough where you can hear it on the camera, and that's what makes it so good. I never have a struggle trying to understand or hear what Roman says. Him just yelling all this and then putting stuff through the table, putting Punk through the table. Him diving over the barricade, which I said on the pod that at some point I want to see a flying tribal chief in this match.
We got it. We did. It might have not been a suicide dive, but we got a flying tribal, bruh. He, like Jordy just said, he cleared that barricade like he had the hops of a bunny, bruh. It looks like so, like he didn't. I can't think of the word. It didn't look like effortless. He effortlessly just ran over there, let me clear this barricade real quick and just jump on top.
He cleared it like it was nothing. He just cleared it so easily. And now I do want to talk about the actual match. It did work in ways we talked about. I mean, at one point it was Seth versus Roman. It was Seth versus Punk. It was Seth. Every combination you have there.
Yeah, we have it all.
But I do think there was a fun portion in this match where instead of one-on-ones, there's a portion where each man had control in this match. Yeah. There was a point where Roman was dominating both of them. Punk dominated both of them. Seth dominated both of them. Mm-hmm. And I think that was just so fun. Triple threat matches can be hard to do because you have that extra man. Because in a four-way, right, it can be 2 one-on-ones. But in a triple threat, it's kind of sometimes hard because you just have that extra person. And here, all 3 men played their roles. All 3 of them did everything they could. It felt like there was animosity. It was fun. It was long at 32 minutes, but at no point did I get bored.
Never.
At no point was I bored.
Never. Even, bro, my favorite part of this fucking match is when we just talked about that shield bomb part. I love the Paul Heyman part with the deciding who the chair was and then the turning. But that shield bomb part, bro, where Roman snapped, it was like, get him up. And then he thought about it. He was like, wait a second, I don't need to work with you to win this shit. I'm the fucking tribal chief. Smacked the shit out of his ass and destroyed both tables, bro.
Well, I want to talk about the putting Punk through the table. That table did not give right away. That looked like that actually hurt Punk.
That looked like
the
it
one
hurt.
with Steph exploded
It
better.
shattered to
But
pieces.
I want to talk about one of my favorite parts in this matchup that I think just shows how good Roman. Anyone who hates Roman, I can understand your hate, sure. But to say he's a bad character, you are absolutely wrong. That's just my opinion. You're wrong.
Terrible opinion
His
if you think that.
storytelling is wrong. Him getting back, he threw Steph and then when pinged him 1-2, Steph kicked out after the spear. And then he goes back and he sits on the apron and he just goes, "Who uses a favor? Who uses a favor?" And he's just yelling about that favor. And then he got Punk back in the ring and then he speared, or not, did he spear Punk or did he guillotine him? I don't remember because I know eventually he guillotined him.
He was guillotining the shit out of everybody.
He guillotined him. When he was guillotining in front of Heyman, he's just staring at Heyman as he's choking out Punk. I just thought that was so perfectly done. And them all doing submissions. Now, I will point this out. Love Seth Rollins. I've never seen that fucker ever do the sharpshooter. I think
he was mocking Punk because I think Punk hit that sharpshooter on him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yeah. But still, I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, that was different.
That was different. Another spot in this match I want to talk about was Punk having Roman in the Anaconda device and Seth frog splashing both of them.
That was fire.
To break it up. That looked like it hurt Punk so much. He landed on Punk's side almost.
Yeah.
So I
wouldn't be surprised if that boy got cracked ribs. Dead ass.
Yeah, that probably wasn't fun. But I think there's. did I just drop the list of what the 50 greatest WrestleMania matches? Yeah, they might have to revise that list this year because I think this might be one, maybe. This match, one or two. This match was fun. You can't watch this match and dislike it, in my opinion.
You can't. Bro, and then the Seth just trying to get in Roman's head. Come on, let's work together. He doesn't belong here. He doesn't need to be here. We need to. This is supposed to be us. This is supposed to be me versus you. Trying to get in Roman's head, almost getting Roman to believe him, bro. And it's just so sad, bro. Roman can't trust a fucking soul. And I think
it's gonna play into his next character. I think Roman is slowly evolving the strategy. I think this next Roman character that we're going to see, because obviously we don't know when Roman's not obviously going to be coming back. He's probably going to be gone until SummerSlam again or somewhere around there. The hellfire that is about to erupt when this man comes back is going to. He has no family no more. Seth pointed out he has no family. He has no wise man. He doesn't have stuff. He has nothing. He doesn't have Mox. Now it is time for Roman to be Roman by himself. And I think this could be really fun, depending on how they do this.
I definitely agree with that 100%. All right, we got a couple questions here about this, then we can get back to our thoughts on the match. Do you feel like Roman Reigns definitely needs to pick a family member as the new wise man and go after Seth and Paul? Question from King Nixon. Me personally, no. I just said, I agree 100% with Matt. I need solo Roman. Roman.
I need Roman to just go and because Roman's character has evolved into he's always been a badass, but imagine a Roman Reigns who is pissed off, but he doesn't have a wise man with him. So he's just a Roman who is just hell-bent on vengeance. That could be really well done. Just a Roman who is here to kick everyone's ass. Mm-hmm. He's no longer, obviously, grand picture, he probably is worried about the championship. But as of now, his one sole focus is getting Seth back. And I think that is going to be perfect.
Yeah. Because then I think the last time that Roman and Seth wrestled, Roman winning that. Roman is still not beating Seth, except for that one random Raw. But when it matters, Roman is still not beating Seth when it matters. So I think this is a perfect setup for we finally get that one last one-on-one Roman versus Seth. This was a perfect way to do it. Perfect.
I also want to point out, because I guess we can talk about it now, because I have the chat open and I didn't see anyone ask this question. So way earlier, a couple of you asked who Jey Uso's first title defense is going to be against. And you can try to argue this as much as you want. Absolutely, the answer is Seth Rollins. He just pinned Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania. Why would he not be the first person to challenge for that World Heavyweight Championship, and he should win it. He should take this fairy tale away from Jay, because Jay is related to Roman. So it should be that Seth truly wants to destroy this, and he takes this world title away just to be almost a dick about it. Seth, like, I don't think if they do Jay and Seth at Backlash, Jay absolutely should not win it. It's a cool fairy tale. Jay won the belt. Yeah, we can all yeet him on Monday with the championship. That's going to be cool. But Seth should be the one to bring that back to reality and take it from Jay right away.
That's good. I mean, I'm at a loss for words because I ain't got nothing to say to rebuttal that, bro. Because, like, damn, man, that shit just sound perfect. I love that my boy Jay won, but like you said, Seth just pinned fucking Roman Reigns in WrestleMania main event. Yeah, it wasn't clean, but damn. That's Seth's belt, just waiting for him to take it back. Oh, who? All right. Next question we got is, do you think Seth as a Paul Heyman guy is going to work? And is it going to be CM Punk and Roman versus them? I'll let you start off with this one.
Do I think it's going to be CM Punk versus them as a tag match? No. I think eventually, because I think Punk might be stepping away for a bit after Mania. I mean, we'll see, but I think maybe Punk is going to step away for just a tad bit.
Or maybe not even as a tag match, maybe as, like, CM Punk and Roman working together. Because I don't know if you saw, like, the last couple scenes, how, like, they were the last two, and they kind of, like, kept looking at each other, but looking away when the other one looked. Like, like after Roman's little solo thing and Punk comes back, like, they have to put their differences aside and work together to, like, get back at Seth type shit.
Yeah, I mean... So I don't think that's going to be like, I don't think they're going to work together, because I think Roman should truly be in a do not trust anyone mode right now. I think Seth and Punk are going to have a match. I think Seth's going to win, because obviously Seth won the cage match due to shenanigans, and you could even do that for the world title. So, or even at Backlash, but who knows? But, yeah, no, I don't think they're going to work together. And to ask if they're going to work as a wise guy, yeah, because as much as people love Seth Rollins, and I love Seth Rollins, been a big fan of him forever, I think the only thing Seth lacks in sometimes is his promos. I think sometimes his promos come off whiny when they're not meant to be. So I think having Paul Heyman there will be a good person to just talk. And Seth should still talk, but Paul can do kind of the majority of the talking.
I think Seth as a Paul Heyman guy will work 100%. I think this is like Paul Heyman's last stop before he call it quits type shit. I think he might go back with one of them if they can eventually find trust in each other again. But Paul Heyman as a Seth guy, Seth as a Paul Heyman guy, oh man, is that gonna work? I see it now. This man doing his little burn it down entrance, everybody singing, and Paul just sitting there grinning like a motherfucker, bro. Just you know what I'm saying? So I 100% think that's gonna work. And I agree with you about I don't think Punk and Roman are gonna team up together. They're too egotistical. They can't even be in the same room without thinking that one's better than the other. As you saw what happened in the cage at War Games, the man wouldn't even let the other one go out. So I don't think they'll be able to work together for that. And honestly, I think Punk might be done with Seth for now. Just for now. I think Punk is going to be moving on shit. Punk versus, even though Seth beats Jay, that's a perfect reason for Punk to go right back after him, though. So We'll see what happens. We will definitely see what happens. All right, we have another question here from AB the Banditti. Do you think they plan to go into the crowd? I haven't seen anyone do that since KO and Cena. I think they I think they did. Yeah, I think they did plan to go in the crowd, because that spot with my boy Roman going over the barricade, that was the perfect way to bring that bitch around and end it, bro. That shit was
it was fun. Usually,
it was super fun.
There's a joke with me and my brother. My brother goes, "Oh, Matt loves when they brawl in the crowd." Because spoiler, I hate it. I hate when they fight in the crowd. You can never see it ever. Yeah. Now tonight they did a good job, but you can never see it ever. Mm-hmm. And so I think it was I think it was fun to do that in the main event of WrestleMania, just going out into the crowd, into the sea of people. So I don't know. I enjoyed it, and I didn't mind. But I just think. Yeah, no, I think they had that plan, because I think it was always meant to wrap back to Roman.
Mm-hmm. Doing that barricade spot. We have a question here from Aaron Black. So you don't give Jay a good minute with the championship. Me personally, I do. I do. I like the idea of Seth beating him at Backlash and just like shutting all that shit down. Like, yeah, you won, but let a real motherfucker take it now. But me personally, I think that Jay is gonna go at least to what we got. We got Backlash. We got Money in the Bank. We got Clash. Is we not? Do we got Clash?
Clash in Paris.
Clash in Paris.
After Money in the Bank, or not after? Clash in Paris is after SummerSlam, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Okay. Let's find out. I'll look it up right now. We do our research live on the pod.
We definitely do our research live on the pod. But I think he'll have it for a couple months at least. At the very least. I need to be eating. I need to be eating for like 2 months, bro. I ain't eating for a month and then it's over with. Fuck that. Fuck that. Where my button at? I got y'all. Where my button at? I gotta find it.
Fuck that. Clear, guys. Fuck that. You shut your mouth.
So we have coming up, we have Backlash on May 10th. We have Saturday night's main event in May. We then have Money in the Bank. Then we have another Saturday night's main event. SummerSlam is on August 2nd and 3rd, and then Clash in Paris is August 31st.
SummerSlam.
Yeah.
He'll lose it at SummerSlam.
Guy like me, he's dropping it at Backlash.
He losing it at SummerSlam too, Seth.
Guy like me has
too, Seth. So that's just me. But here we go. We have another question here from Chase. Do you think we see Seth join Rock and John Cena tomorrow?
No.
Nah. He joined Paul Heyman today.
Yeah.
He don't need to join Rock and John Cena tomorrow. No.
Absolutely not.
Ain't no point. It really wouldn't make sense.
Like, I don't know. I think because obviously, I guess we'll talk about it tomorrow if it happens. But I'll tell you guys right now, if there's anybody joining, it's going to be Drew McIntyre. Going to be Drew McIntyre. Yep. I think we went over a bit on the pod, but there's a lot of people. I don't know. I think it would be.
It's gonna be Drew McIntyre. I see. He says, but I can see Seth costing Cody. Nah. There's no reason for Seth to cost Cody.
Yeah, because Seth at this point, his focus is going to be getting a belt back. If he costs Cody, he knows he can't go after Cena. He knows he won't be, because you can't do heel Cena and heel Seth.
Because that's a heel.
I get where you're coming from. Like, I absolutely understand that, but no, I don't see that.
I think it's going to be, if anybody goes after Cody or ruins that, it's going to be Drew. It's going to be that boy Drew McIntyre. Because if you listen to that night 2 on the pod, my boy Matt, which I agree with too, that Drew and Cody program after, if John Cena wins, chef's kiss.
Easily carry for
chef's kiss. Especially if Drew is the reason why Cody loses. So we have a question here from Of Blue Ways. Hey, Mike, was Seth Rollins needed to be a Paul Heyman guy despite doing everything he wanted? Yes. Yes. They just.
I think this just.
No, go ahead. Take that.
No, so I think it just adds because I mean, obviously there had been a bunch of. I feel like most of us kind of knew Seth was gonna do that, even though I had said I wanted Roman to win. But I feel like quite a few people had the idea Seth was gonna side with Heyman tonight. But I think it just adds an extra thing to Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is awesome, but I think now we get to see. Because, I personally, I don't like Messiah Seth Rollins. I think I talked about that before. I don't like Messiah Seth Rollins. So I'm real interested to see, how does this character go now? Is he still the visionary who has the crowd sing with him? Or is he kind of more evil? I mean, one thing I want to point out that was also great character work was Seth got out of the ring with the chair tonight. He carried that chair up the ramp with him. I feel like that was a really cool. Maybe he'll become the chairman. Maybe he'll become Sean Spears. Oh my! But I just feel like that was really good character work.
And then Paul Heyman, put that man in a movie somewhere, bro. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know Paul Heyman was turning on Roman until Roman grabbed Paul and put him behind him. When he passed Paul the chair, and then he's like, "All right, get behind me." As soon as he did that, I'm like, "Oh no." I'm like,
my brother, once he got behind him, my brother said, "Oh, your balls better be protected." I said, "What?" What's what happened? What did you know?
Nah, he was right. He was 100% right, bro. That shit hurt the soul, bro. But hey, you needed it though. This just made like 10 storylines. Just off.
They could. Because I think, and maybe I'm going to be, you can call me extreme. I think they told you tonight what next year's main event is. I think Seth
versus Roman, right?
Yep.
Bro, Seth versus Roman.
That's the main event next year.
Seth versus Roman, 1-on-1. Yes, bro. Yes. I see it. I see the vision, and I don't have a problem with it, bro. That build is gonna be amazing, G. And with Paul Heyman on Seth's, bro,
it's gonna be really good.
It's gonna be so good, so good. We have a question here from Daredevil. When do you think we see heel Roman again? Shit, soon as he comes back. Soon as he can say, I don't think he's gonna be heel Roman because
I think he's gonna be ass whooping Roman.
Yeah,
I think you get his way. Your ass is getting whooped whether you a face or a heel.
I think it's opinionated because like if you see Stone Cold as a heel, then yes, we're getting heel Roman as soon as he comes back. But I think Roman is gonna be Stone Cold. That tweener where they cheering the fuck out of him, but he gonna be doing whatever the fuck he got to do to beat the shit out of anybody that's in front of him.
Superman punch.
Everyone
is eating a Superman punch.
Everybody. I don't give a fuck if you a face. I don't give a fuck if you a heel. I don't give a fuck if you a tweener. I don't give a fuck if we just shook hands. RKO. I mean, Randy Orton, RKO, Nick Aldis.
Yeah, why he do that?
All he told him is you don't have a match. Unfortunately, he said, "Oh, okay." RKO the shit out that man.
he said, "Hey, let me think about that real quick."
All right, we have a question from Of Blue Ways. Do you think we will see Homelander Cody Rhodes at night 2 tomorrow?
No. What is this Homelander Cody Rhodes everyone talks about? I know it's supposed to be, he turned heel, Cody's going to be this. No. Cody isn't turning heel anytime soon.
And not no time soon. John Cena hinted at it, like at that promo Friday, that eventually if he wants to be a winner, you're going to have to stop believing these people. But it's not no time soon.
I don't think anytime soon.
It's not going to happen no time soon, nah. But here we go. We have Al Snowhead with a question. Which heist is better for Seth? The heist of the century or the heist of Paul Heyman? And this crazy question about it. The crazy thing about it, both was screwing over our boy Roman Reigns. He just can't leave that man Roman alone.
No. I think it's the heist of the century because that is my personal favorite Money in the Bank cash-in. But I do want to point something out real quick, right? Because I have this chat up, and Mr. Aaron Black, you had said real quick that I'm a real-life hater on Jey Uso. I don't hate Jey Uso. I just think about it from the sense of, like, taking away. Obviously, Roman claims he doesn't care about his family, but he was able to get that OG bloodline back together for War Games. So think of how much it would mean for Seth to take away something that Jay cares about so much, because in a way that goes back to Roman. That's him pretty much saying, look, Roman, I just took the championship from your cousin. Look, I'm just being a torture to your family, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Not a damn thing. Especially while I got Paul Heyman with me. Whew. But to answer your question, Jordy, I'm going to have to go with the heist of... I'm going to have to go to heist of the century. I ain't going to lie. I'm going to have to go heist of the century. What you thinking, Matt?
I think it's the heist of the century, because that was my favorite cash-in of all time.
Yeah. Favorite cash-in of all time. That was... Brother. And then to make that a triple threat, and then it just wasn't over right then and there.
Which was awesome.
Yeah. Especially when the
almost
crowd...
thought he wasted at the time.
Well, people were not into that match, like at all.
That match, though.
That match was not bad. That match was not bad. Because
Roman makes his comeback.
Yeah,
and that was the blueprint for their future matches with each other.
Yeah, like when he busted open Brock on that pole, that changed the whole. That was insane.
I don't know why Brock, for some reason, listen, Brock Lesnar's obviously a controversial topic with all the stuff and all the explanations, but Brock, for some reason, when he would run into poles and stuff, just never put his hands up. He just hit that full on face. So
that man love pain.
He did
I,
it for the game.
I would not want to wrestle. I would not want to wrestle Brock Lesnar. He did it for the game for sure, for the love of the game, like Sol Ruka, which we will talk about. So we have a question here from Banditti. Do you think they'll ever use the stage to end the show like the early 2000s? And do you think Roman and Seth could have an I Quit match?
No to the stage, because I think the stage is now a prop to them. I don't think the stage setup actually matters to them. But, like, they definitely got a really good shot. Like, if you watch until the very end tonight, when Steph's on the, like, you know, he's on the ramp and he looks back, and then obviously they cut the camera to the ring with Roman and Punk. But no, I don't think they'll use stage. But do I think Roman and Steph could have an I Quit match? They could. Like, I think, though, with how their story is, I legit think the answer is Hell in a Cell. Because they're using Hell in a Cell to be this blood personal feud thing since Triple H is taking over. So I think Hell in a Cell would be the perfect answer for Seth and Roman at this point.
That would be, night 2 main event, Mania 42, Hell in a Cell, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. I need that. That just, and then if you think about it, that's like our age's Shawn Michaels and Taker. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, let me know.
Yeah, that'll be fire. I think that'd be a really good match. And then we have one last question here. Who do you think is Randy's opponent? So on the pod yesterday, I'm gonna have to agree with you now, Matt. It's gonna be Solo Sikoa.
I love you, Solo.
It's going to be Solo. Now, hopefully, it is like how Matt predicted. It's a 14-second match. Randy Orton is pissed that Solo is the one that answered. Like, this is who I'm getting on fucking WrestleMania. RKO, pin, 1, 2, 3, celebrate. We up out of here. We ain't having no 10, 12-minute match of some bullshit of us going back and forth when I know what I can do to your ass. RKO, you would get the fuck up out of here. And have a win in my first PLE and how many months, how many PLEs, and on my 20th WrestleMania.
I also think, though, I don't think that's the only time we're going to see Randy Orton tomorrow, besides this match.
Do you think Randy coming out during John and Cody?
I said this, I think, on the pod. Cody and Cena is going to have a bunch of shenanigans going on.
A bunch of shenanigans.
And I think Orton could be a part of them shenanigans.
That makes sense. John said he had some help. Y'all know Final Boss going to be there tomorrow.
Travis Scott?
Bruh.
Gonna stage him again?
Bruh, Travis Scott got a receipt coming. That's what my boy Cody said.
One of my IRL homies is only coming because I told him there's a chance Travis Scott could be there.
Bruh, Travis Scott's definitely going to be there.
Yeah.
He's going to be there for sure. Well, that is all we have for the questions on this last match in the main event. Matt, is there anything that you would like to say? Any final thoughts about this match, the best match of the night, which I am ranking? I think we both have it as number one best match of the night.
Yeah, I just think this was the perfect match. They told the perfect story. I mean, what we called it on the pod from start to end, it would be about an hour. It was everything, and it was. And I think, yeah. I mean, all their entrances were awesome. I don't think they could have told a better story in the ring. I think, yeah, phenomenal.
Phenomenal match, for sure. I definitely agree. This was one of the best matches in Mania history. Match of the year contender. Javon, Oba, and Trick, they set the fucking bar, and this was barely able to pass it. And I felt like the storytelling in this match kind of boosted it up a little bit. So let's do a little rating for night 1 out of 10. Night 1, I will give it I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I was gonna say 8. Like, legitimately, I think there's nothing. I mean, even though I personally didn't like Tiffany and Charlotte, I don't think there's anything on this show that you could outright say was bad.
Yeah.
I think this was a really fun show to watch. I think every entrance, everything just looked cool. And I don't know. I feel like it was paced really well, so I enjoyed this.
Yeah. I think that obviously it's hard to make a show perfect. Like WrestleMania 40 last year wasn't even perfect. The ending was, but not even that show was perfect. It had its little faults here and there. But overall, night one, like we said on the pod, you can't compare WrestleMania 40 to WrestleMania 41. Different builds, different storylines, different matches. I think this one has less matches than last year too, doesn't it?
I think so by one. I think last year had 8. But I will say, and I don't know if I want to say this is controversial. I would say that I liked this more than night one of last year.
I do too. I agree. I enjoyed this night one more than I did last year. The matches did seem like they went a little fast for me, but I feel like the only reason that was the case is because I wasn't here sitting down for the full entire Jey Uso Gunther match. I was out and I was on my way back to the house because I had to go help my mom with something, so I was watching that on the phone. I feel like if I was sitting down from the start of that to the end of the show, I wouldn't have had that thought that all the matches were a little bit faster.
Last year had one more match. I just looked. Last year had 8. But the matches were longer last year.
Okay, so that's what it was. Okay, they had an extra match and they were longer. They didn't even need all of that though. Like with the matches being how they were, I feel like it was perfect. Like ending exactly on 10 o'clock on the dot. What was that? Probably I think that's 8 o'clock for them over there in Vegas. So that was perfect timing. I feel like night 2 tomorrow, that might go a little bit longer. I think that Cody Rhodes and John Cena, like you said, a bunch of shenanigans. It's gonna be it's gonna be really fun. It's going to be really fun tomorrow, so I'm excited for that. And then we have one last question from our boy Banditti. If you had to pick between Seth or HBK, who would you take to tell your story in the ring? Roman and Seth in ring storytelling, and then Ric Flair and HBK.
Wait, I'm picking between 2 matches, or I'm picking between Seth and
HBK? I think Seth and HBK.
Seth.
I would take Seth. I would take Seth Rollins.
I think HBK is a tremendous storyteller, but I would pick Seth Rollins personally.
I think my kidding wants to escape. Give me a second, guys. But no, I think I would also take Seth Rollins in that situation. HBK is an amazing storyteller. Don't get me wrong. Those matches he had with Flair, the matches he had with Taker, not the triple threat, when he was special guest ref between Triple H and Take. Like, bruh,
yeah.
Shawn Michaels is one of the best when it comes to storytelling in the ring, but I feel like Seth is just a tad bit better. Seth is, and I feel like that has a lot to do with working with Roman, because Roman is the best in the ring when it comes to storytelling. I don't think there's no one that is better than Roman Reigns when it comes to storytelling inside the ring.
I don't agree.
Shit, these are the top 3 guys right there on the screen. Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins when it comes to storytelling in WWE right now. I think these are the top 3. That's why they main evented over Jey Uso and Gunther. That's why they main evented over Tiffany and Charlotte Flair, because these 3, what they put on, nobody on the rest of the card could have did what they did.
I agree.
Nobody. So that's all we got, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate y'all for all the questions, tuning in to the live version of the pod. This will be up on YouTube. I will keep it up on Twitch, and there will be an audio version of this on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We will be back tomorrow. We will be reviewing the Stand and Deliver. If we have some time in the morning, we might pop on here early and do that. If it's not live, there will be a video posted for it. So we will be reviewing Stand and Deliver. Please look out for that. And yeah, Matt, anything else before we get up out of here?
Yeah, I mean, be nice to each other. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for the night 2 pod. Obviously, I feel like night 2 pod's gonna be kind of crazy.
That's gonna be wild, bro.
Matches, but
you either gonna see me happy as hell and this bitch crying, one or the other,
or you gonna see. Well, I'm sorry. What's gonna happen is 17's coming home.
Then I guess I'm crying.
Yeah, that's okay. You can cry in the pod. You can cry in the pod and just talk to the people in the chat, and I'll do all the heavy lifting because 17's coming home tomorrow. You heard it here.
Whatever, mom. Like my boy Banditti say, bro, teach peace and tell somebody you love them. The world will eventually be bro, I'm fucked up. The world will eventually be a better place if you do that, at least with the people that you around. So, hey, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We will